Hi, welcome back to Brady's Blunders. In my last video, I had a decision between an easy move, making life in the corner, and a hard move, which would have started a fight. And I chose the easy move, which was wrong. And I'm going to continue from this position. White played a forcing move here, which I answered, and then white played here. This move is bad. And it's bad because white is now linked up and alive. So he doesn't need this move for defense. And if he's using it to attack, well, he's attacking two stones that are no longer important for the same reason. These aren't cutting stones anymore. These are just stupid looking stones attached to a living group. So if he wants to cut them off and spend a move doing that, I'm more than happy to let him do so. These stones represent points only. They have no strategic value. So when he played this, I was really happy. And I was able to play away on the right side, effectively trying to lay claim to the whole upper right. And I felt that the game was pretty good for me. So white jumped in, and I jumped out, strengthening my group. Then white played over here. And this is the position that I want to ask about. So for those of you who don't want a clue, go ahead and pause now and think, where would you play as black? For those of you who want a clue, I'll carry on. I'll give you two choices. Here's the easy way. Black can hane on top. White will pull back. Black lays claim to a very large upper right corner. White will attach underneath and then descend. Now, at this moment, white is pretty safe. He can either come out, or he can make I shape inside, or he can connect out to his group on the bottom. So black's move have, in effect, made white live. But black got a big upper right corner and sente. So this is option A. Option B is to say, you impudent pig, how dare you try to live in my territory? And play a move that takes away black's room for a base and I space. So this is move B, the one that says, let's fight. So again, move A secures the upper right and lets white live while gaining cash and sente. Move B says, I don't think you can live here. Let's fight. Which would you play? I chose move B, which was wrong. And it's wrong for a few reasons. One of which is the situation is very different than the one in the upper left, where choosing the easy move was wrong. My choosing the easy move up here let white connect two different weak groups. And if you can do anything in your power to split weak groups, you really want to do it. Here, I'm not splitting weak groups. This group over here is rock solid strong. So I'm really only fighting with one group. And one general guideline of Go is if you have only one group to worry about, it's probably going to live. At any rate, another reason it's wrong is the sequence that I showed pretty much seals the game for black, or at least gives him a huge advantage. Black has already got the lead on the board, has no weak groups, and has sente. So the game should be easy. This isn't submissive at all. This is attacking white to get what you want. So attacking and fighting are two different things. This is attacking. The move I chose was fighting. What else was wrong with my thinking? Well, when white jumped in here, I thought, this is an overplay. This is something that must be punished. And my teacher, Jenny, said, no, that's not an overplay. And actually, letting you have the whole upper right undisputed would be an underplay. You would just win the game easily. So any pro in the world would also have jumped in. Maybe not the exact same spot, but would also have jumped in to the upper right at this moment. So my thinking of it was wrong. And I played here. Okay, so this is a mistake. It will turn out to be not a horrible mistake if I can kill white, which was my objective. Then it will all be fine. But you know, this is Brady's Blunders, so that's not going to happen. All right, when I tanukied here, it's white's privilege to play another move, and he played here, which I needed to answer. And then white played here, and my next move was bad. As a matter of fact, both white and I kept missing the vital point time and again for the next few moves. And the proper move for me is here because it trashes white's eye space. And black is pretty happy. But for some reason I didn't see it. As a matter of fact, if you look at the move I played, which was to block off the corner, and you have white play the same move, you can already see that with another move, white has a half an eye here, white has a half an eye if he plays here, white has a half an eye if he plays here. So white is already almost completely alive and has access to the outside. So if white plays this right now, you can see the total failure of my attack when I played this move. Well, happily white didn't play that way and played the shape-looking move here. I played the power cap, saying you've got nowhere to run, and then black went back into the corner. This, again, was the perfect opportunity for me to go ahead and play this move because it takes away the eyes and white's in deep trouble. But I didn't see that. But I did see that I didn't need to answer this move. And instead I played what I thought was a shape move. That, you know, this white triangle is a very common shape to start making eyes, and I took that away. Well, when I didn't play defend in the corner, white jumped in, and I said, hey, there's no eyes for you here. And then white made a mistake in playing this. This move is okay because it creates a problem in my shape. This move helps me fix it, and I'll show why that's important in just a minute. And then finally, white came back and said, fine, I'll just live. I descended, said, will you? And then he played here and said, yep, I'll live. And when I looked at this position, I thought, oh, white is alive, damn it. But I kept looking at it for a while. And unlike some of the previous videos where I didn't read enough, I found the way and played this sequence. This forcing move isn't really needed, but this is the move I found. And I was really happy. Of course, white's going to block, but when I move out, then it's clear that what I'm doing is the eye stealing to Suji. So white goes ahead and captures, and I throw in, and now you can see that this whole white shape has only one eye. So this also is why this exchange was really bad for white. Actually, let me get rid of those stones and show you what he could have done if he hadn't played those. If those stones aren't here, then after this exchange, white's got this move, which is an Atari. So of course black picks up, but now white captures the corner and lives this way, which would be a disaster for black. But once white exchanged the stone here for a stone here, it no longer worked. Let me go back and show that. Now this sequence doesn't work for white because black can just connect underneath. So white has to find a different way. And white cut across the knight's move. I shut white in, and then he played here. And this brings up an interesting point. When you're in a fight like this, when you're trying to kill something, and he's trying to cut his way out, and you have a choice of two opportunities. You want you may want to help your weaker side. And what I mean is this. If white cuts through onto this side, it doesn't look like he's going to be able to kill black or do terrible damage. But if white manages to cut through on this side, it looks like it might be pretty bad. And without thinking, I played here and I shut white in. But again, if you think of white pushing through this way, that could be pretty painful. And I had another option, which was to help these stones by playing this way. Certainly white can push out with a lot of forcing moves, but in the end, his stones are running against my wall at A. And there isn't really a clear path for him to get two eyes. I'm not saying he won't, but it's not obvious, at least immediately to me, that he is alive. So the killing opportunity continues. But just as importantly, these black stones are all now much stronger than they were in the actual game. Like I said, I didn't even consider that move. I played here, and he played this move, a nice double peep. And I read this out and didn't like it, that if I connect here, white will push out. Black can't Hane here because white will just capture these two stones in Atari. So black needs to run out, and then white also runs out and is able to turn. It's no longer at all clear that white is going to die because these 5 stones are disconnected and are in big trouble. And now white can chase them. And in the process of chasing them, he may be able to get out this way or attack these 4 stones. I don't know what the continuation would be from here, but it's far from certain that white is going to die. And I did not like this continuation. So instead, I continued here. And I didn't like this one either. As a matter of fact, I knew I was in big trouble. I extended once and white took the Atari. White played here, which actually doesn't capture the black stone, and I can't give it up because he just lives. And then white plays here. I push through and defend myself, and he defends himself. And I played this move as a double threat, either to capture this stone or to capture these 3. So white protects these 3. And at this point, I'm in big trouble. I'm in Byoyomi, and I think I'm a move behind, but I'm not certain, and I start playing it out. White plays this move. I play here. White connects out. I play this. He makes his eye, and then I play here. White takes away a liberty, and then I capture. And white laughs at me and says, "Ha ha, I have an eye, and I have a double ko. I'm going to win this fight." And he was correct. My next move was actually wrong in that it would make a really big ko threat later, and I just used it now for no good reason. But as you can see, black is dead. And that's where the game is and could possibly end. This group that I had here, I thought I was going to kill it, and instead it ended up eating a bunch of my stones, and white has a huge lead in this game. If white can just keep black from getting too big in the center, white's too rich. White's going to win. And the only way I can win is to perhaps trick white, which I do, and I'll show you next time. So what's the takeaway? Well, in the previous video, I took the easy way, and I lived in the corner, and that was the wrong decision. And in this video, I took the hard way and tried to kill something, and that was the wrong decision. So There's no simple rule on take the easy way or take the hard way. It always depends on the surrounding conditions and why you're making the decision. In this case, taking the easy way would have been better because it would have been a very directed attack, making white live small and in gote, and have given me a very clear advantage on the whole board. And taking the hard way was a gamble. It was a gamble that could have worked, but far from a sure thing, and in this case, it didn't. So when you're in a fighting situation, ask yourself, if I end the fight, do I profit enough to make the game favorable? And if the answer is yes, you really want to consider ending the fight. You don't have to kill to win the fight. Right, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.